Diablo 4, the gift that keeps on giving.
Diablo 4 has recently come out with an expansion. It's called the Vessel of Hatred. I played the expansion. I'll watch this video talking about it.
Go Carnage here.
I have not finished the expansion. I have roughly 2 or 3 hours in it, and I just have finished getting 2 out of 3 companions, and I have to say, whoever wrote the story, ain't no way that person is scoring above an 80 on the IQ test, okay? Ain't no way. The dialogue is just the worst thing ever. Just in the first 30 minutes of the game, I'm already scratching my head and being like, why is there a woman who claims that someone smashed her kneecaps and she's like, leave, go, it's fine. And I'm, what? It is unbelievable. I am so afraid what I'm gonna see in the Diablo 4 storyline. It's probably gonna be heartbreaking because there is no way. Even the small side quests that you do and get a little bit of more information, like the companions, it seems like five to 10 people worked on that one thing and they never got together to figure out what they're really doing, so the dialogue makes no sense at any point. It is crazy bad.
Here with another thoughts video, this time on Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred. I think it's just one.
It's also, yeah, there's only one. It's also really important to note that Vessel of Hatred was Blizzard's last chance at Diablo 4, okay? Just keep that in mind.
To be fair, I think Diablo 4 is going to survive because, again, it is playable. It is something that you can easily play when you're bored, don't have any main game to play, or you're bored out of everything. It's something that you can play. It's going to take your time. And, well, the return on time invested is going to be okay-ish. It still has an abundance of problems, but at the same time, hey, it has gotten better. Okay? It's still like a meager 6 out of 10, but that's at least playable in my book.
Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred is an expansion to the base game Diablo 4.
Yeah.
When Diablo 4 came out, I was looking forward to it. There were a lot of cool promo and materials for it. Some good-looking cutscenes, so I said, you know what? Diablo.
Oh, by the way, for all the people who are trying to constantly comment, oh, you just hate Diablo 4 constantly. Why are you like this? It's never gonna be good. Bruh, go find the videos I did before the game released. I said that I'm looking forward to it. The game looks amazing, and I hope that it stays amazing, okay? No negativity. I'm just being fair here, okay?
Diablo 4, I'll give you a try.
Okay.
Diablo 4 base game had a lot of problems. But what it didn't have was a story that I disliked. I actually had a very good time with Diablo 4's story.
I didn't. The story was ass. Dude. Okay? The two dudes, kinda okay, okay? Not the best story-wise, not the worst story-wise. But the annoying girl with the pants who gets us to kill her mom and then says, nice, I like that. Bitch, we just killed your mom. What the hell? Okay? That was horrible. And now she's the main protagonist of Vessel of Hatred. Again, didn't finish the campaign. Still don't exactly know what the hell is happening there. It was stupid, okay? Everything Diablo... The story of Diablo has completely gone off rails. If Diablo 3's story was pretty stupid, like, for example, the Deceiver just willingly giving you all of the answers for you, or the Grand Asmodan, the Great General, telling his whole entire plan of invasion to you, it's just stupid, okay? It's really, really dumb. But Diablo 4 is worse because I can't even be bothered to care about it, honestly. The only parts of dialogue that I liked were Mephisto talking. Okay?
I think the story was okay, but I didn't realize how bad the Diablo 4 story was until I watched the cinematics for the Diablo 2 story. It's like if you live in a world and you only eat hamburgers, you're going to think hamburgers are good. But the moment that you have a steak...
Probably not, because the hamburgers can be of different quality and grade made also, so this analogy is stupid.
And then you turn around and you look back at that hamburger
Asmongold, literally fast food is like one of the two things that you are good in your life and you failed it. God, I'm more disappointed than your dad until he obviously found out that now you're a millionaire and suddenly he was back in your life. It is what it is.
Burger. You realize it can never be the same again.
Some really good cutscenes, some incredible voice acting. I felt like it was pretty good. I had a good time like the whole time in the Diablo 4 beta.
Wasn't good voice acting. I don't know. The voice acting when the giant black dude told me about his non-daughter daughter turns out that he's a cuck. I think the voice acting there was pretty shit. Not gonna lie.
Base game. Definitely enough to the point where when they announced Vessel of Hatred, I was like, oh yeah, I'm on board. I'm good. Let's go do the expansion.
All right.
You know, if it has the same level of what I got from the base game, we're good. Hopefully, I went in saying, maybe we'll get a little more. Maybe we're going to get something that's really going to... yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred is pretty much more of the same, except it...
Well, no one expected it to be something different, to be honest.
It didn't have what I liked from the base game.
So the campaign sucked a big fat dick.
True.
That's what he's trying to say. He's trying to be nice. Trying to say it sucks big dicks.
And it's true, absolutely without question. Again, 30 minutes in, and they can't even introduce you to the campaign properly. They introduce you to a guy who says, I must protect this city because I love it, and my daughter, who's not my daughter, I'm just some rando cuck, she's not actually my daughter. And they don't even explain it, so you don't really understand. What the fuck do you mean? What? No, I must protect city, and then you're like, okay, well, chief, if you need to protect the city, I'm off, baby, and you go off, and you're like, okay, now I'm doing things. Got killed by the baddie, got resurrected by rando voodoo dude, okay, and then the giant black dude with the shield is back, and he's like, the city that I wanted to protect because I cared about it. Well, fuck it. It's so bad. It is so unbelievably bad. Words cannot explain, okay? the random cult of the burnt whatever from hell that they emerged, the Crusaders, it's like, yes, I'm a rando Crusader that went in hell with all of these other hundreds of people. Now we're back and I'm their leader. Why? Don't know. But I am. I am. What? They're like, Arius teaches us to do things, and they're like, hey, it's the guy who killed Lilith, the one that killed Anarius. Yeah, he's evil, let's kill him. What? It's so dumb. Again, literally, 2 hours into the campaign.
Massive dicks. Huge.
Oh.
Feel is the icing on the Diablo cake. One thing about Diablo is Diablo has always been the game, the cake. But then there's been this frosting on it that Blizzard has always managed to do, of cutscenes, of world design, of music, that has kind of made that cake really attractive, at least for like one playthrough, right? Like there's two different types of Diablo playthroughs. You've got like the people that do the main story and enjoy the cinematics and enjoy the story, and then you have the people that are just playing for the cake, the end game runners, the hardcore players, those kind of guys. I am one of the first people. I played Diablo for the story, for the cinematic.
So he had a bad time. Because I've watched some of the gameplay. So the strongest build right now in Diablo 4 is a build where you just spam spacebar.
I'm not going to press any of my skills, by the way. None of them. This is Torment 3.
I have not seen this. Wow, okay. Wait, yeah, he's just spamming spacebar. What the hell? I thought the strongest build is the feather toss with guaranteed overpower and crit. Holy.
Do you like moving at the speed of light and auto one-shotting every single thing in the game?
Probably.
Well, this is what you can look forward to if you need to play this build. All I am doing is
Dude, Diablo 4 is truly PoE for the autistic.
just spamming evade. Just spamming evade, and everything dies.
He's
The
not
other
even hitting any
skills are going to
skills.
help you. The centipede is going to help you do more damage. The armor hide is going
Nobody
to keep
needs
you
it.
alive. And it's also has functionality to make you do more damage from one of your
This is the way the game is now.
Yeah.
That's
This was
right. What I'm
expected.
saying is that the end game is impressively stupid.
Yeah. That's
It is. It is impressively stupid. Would you?
effectively it suffers for this effectively Diablo 4 suffers from the exact same problems Diablo 3's endgame has suffered, but we're not at that level just yet. Diablo 3 was kind of fun game to, once in a year install, play for 2 hours until you actually get some kind of set, and until you actually start doing the end-game content, and then you're like, oh, this experience now is trash. Diablo 4 is moving in exactly that direction in astonishing pace. Okay? Mark my words, the first thing that the Diablo 4 devs are gonna do now, as the Vessel of Hatred has released, is they're gonna make it easier for everyone get to the Torment 4 difficulty and actually be able to play it. They're 100% gonna make that happen.
You play this build? I probably will. Yes, if I play the game more, I will probably play that build because it's the best build.
for all that stuff, which is why
As a PoE enjoyer, I resent that. Here's the difference between Diablo 4 and PoE. Being able to achieve that effect in PoE, like having word loop, is the accumulation.
Is requires something. Okay, it requires dedication, research, and effort. In Diablo 4, it's just they're given to.
Of 70 hours of gameplay. Being able to do it in Diablo 4 is just using 2 items at the same time.
Yep.
The barrier to entry and the ability to activate gameplay like that is so easily accessible that it doesn't feel like it's earned.
Yep. Because it isn't.
That's the way I feel.
base game was pretty good. However, I have to say that the expansion for me, going in with the expectations that I had, was a very large letdown. Especially when you factor in the price.
How much was it?
There wasn't
50.
class
How much was it?
50.
which I thought was okay. I had an okay time with it. If I were to play it again, I probably wouldn't pick the class.
Oh, was it actually 40? I don't remember. I did not. Dude, I started playing this game 2 days after release or something, by the way. It's so literally, who cares?
But it's a cool class. Has some cool mechanics.
$40.
That's pretty fun.
Wait, did they have early access for the expansion?
Yes.
I mean, I assume
No?
they did, right?
People are
No?
saying no. Wow. I did not know. I thought they did.
Cool merc stuff, which may or may not have
Somebody's
been in the game
getting
already,
fired.
but I hadn't played since release. And there's some other little mechanics here and
hell?
there that were nice, but I mean nothing that I
Yeah.
would say is enough to qualify the price tag. Now, what I thought would qualify the price tag was more big, awesome cutscenes,
Right.
some really cool story being told, some great new characters.
Yeah.
That is not what I got from the expansion.
Oh.
The dialogue writing is mostly okay. And I'm talking about
Hell no, the dialogue writing is the worst thing. Again, even a 5-minute quest, I don't think is written by a singular person, but by at least 10 different people who don't have any understanding what's happening. And a coherent vision.
This is what the dialogue was in this game. This is the dialogue. This was the
that's
dialogue.
pretty
for the
racist.
new
That's
expansion.
that's pretty racist. That's pretty racist. What the fuck, Asmongold? That's pretty racist. I'm proud of you, though. But that's pretty racist. Oh, it's all racism.
Get ready.
Oh, no.
Guy got me geeked up.
Here, I'll type it for you guys.
Also, is this actually supposed to be inhaled, or is this the classic situation of someone finds out that the construction material can be used to get high? Because when I first saw this, I was like, is this just another situation of someone inhaling construction fumes?
So hard to wiki. This that wiki scene. Hey,
By the way, I completely support this for obvious reasons.
Real wiki. Oh, bro. Knock your block down, whole hand around. With a folk finna move out of town. Off the whip, bitch, try to get off your drop.
Oh.
Out the way,
hell?
bitch, move out of town. Off the whip,
Hit the
try
wrong
to
button.
get the crown.
Yo, we're gonna get demonetized at this rate, Asmongold. What do you mean?
Shit.
Stop!
Anyway, so yeah, that's really the way I see it. Half of the dialogue wasn't even words. It was just some bullshit.
Yeah, the dialogue in this game does suffer from the classic, well, not classic per se, but the very new age problem of a lot of yapping, not a lot of being said.
The actual sentences the characters say to each other.
Are stupid.
The voice acting is great. The voice acting and the presentation,
I don't
that's
care.
something that Blizzard has always done well. The world is beautiful. There were, I'd
That's
say,
all right.
a couple cutscenes that definitely made me,
I would say a lot of this shit is dry, though.
whoa, this is cool. But
True. There were a couple of good ones. They did. To be fair, they had a couple of good ones.
far less than I thought. And there was also, and this is the part that we really have to talk about. The overall writing of this expansion.
Bro, how's he even thinking about this? It's obviously an upgrade. Put it on.
Yeah, it has +6 damage on it.
Anyway,
Like, what
is
the
not
fuck?
good writing.
What was he saying?
Writing of this expansion
And yes, they're literally... You don't have to think about anything written as long as this number goes up for a very long time.
is not good writing.
Deep.
My opinion.
It's a fact.
Deep.
It's a fact. Everybody knows it's a fact. What did Quinn do when he finished the campaign? Can anybody do?
Probably fell off his chair and started doing Australian noises. Oh no, my guess.
Will anybody remember me about that? He uninstalled the game.
Makes sense. It does. It really does.
The overall writing of this game is rather objectively not good. And what do I mean by that? I mean that it's very clear there's been themes in previous Diablos.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the fact that the world is dark, that everything is bad, that, you know, it's okay for evil to win because we'll get them next time kind of stuff. But in this expansion, I felt like they were playing in a lot of themes that I think are more tropey to today's day and age. And they were leaning into them at times uncomfortably hard. And where I was just going like, this isn't Diablo. Like, this isn't.
I have no idea what he's talking about, by the way.
Oh my god.
Yeah, maybe I need to be, you know, more than 2 hours deep in just unlocking the hideout and trying to find, you know, the, I don't know, flame demon child or whatever. Oh, by the way, the woman being a kid. At the first, when I saw the companions, I was like, woman berserker, how DEI of you, Blizzard. Turns out I was wrong, because turns out the woman is not a berserker, she's a retarded cannibal. And yes, that is what I can see a woman as pretty easily. Thank you, Blizzard, you actually did good on that, okay? Completely doesn't make sense. Why can't I just put that stupid cannibal out of its misery? Don't know. Have so many questions, and I don't want to ask any of them because I know the answers would be sad and bad.
Fucking exactly. Yes. I just...
His jaw is cramping up because he has probably metal deficiency in his body because, well, it's Asmongold, you know. Chickens don't typically eat a lot of metal.
This is Ko being nice. It's just... Like, I remember, like, when I finished the campaign, I didn't even really, like, I didn't even know what to do. I didn't...
I'm probably not getting spoiled because, again, there is no way. Justin... There's no way I'm gonna enjoy this campaign. Again, 2 hours in, I don't want to even play it at this point. I just kind of don't.
No, like, I didn't really have, like, I didn't really, like, I mean, I had no idea, like, what, like,
Also, I don't want to play Diablo 4 because I know how the gameplay loop works, and it works effectively like this. You need to get max level, and then you need to find boss parts, and that's it. That's it. Nothing else matters. that's the real end game.
I was just like,
yeah, here. I love it here. Oh wait, he's back here because there's something that he needs to do extra. The first time you're here, there's like this woman who has broken kneecaps for some reason, and you're like, who are you? Why do you matter? I'm sorry, I'm so confused. Who are you?
okay, you know, because I had finished it and it was done. I was like, there it is.
There it is.
It just happened.
It was also very bland. I kind of got the same feeling as I did in Pillars of Eternity's 2 story, where I was just kind of like following along for a lot of the story, kind of chasing someone, and I kind of knew what was going to happen the whole time until the end. Fair enough. They did mix it up at the end. But the big thing that I think that really stuck out to me is,
bro, I didn't even read this shit.
you know, good storytelling is a lie. It's
Okay.
a lie.
Okay.
And the lie has to be told well for you to believe it. And if you believe it, you become invested.
Yeah, that does
Exactly.
make sense.
It's unbelievable because of how stupid it is. Like, how the fuck, all right, how the fuck does Eru, this random fucking guy, you get stabbed in the heart, he just resurrects you out of fucking nowhere, and he gonna believe in Mephisto? You're gonna believe the demon of hatred? He literally is a prime evil. It's in his fucking name. Like, what is this? But, oh, no, it's gonna be okay. No, he's telling...
Oh, no, are we doing this again? Oh, no, we're really doing this again, huh? Oh, Lord, we're doing this again. In the first Diablo, in the original Diablo 4 storyline, it's like, yes, believe the prime evil, because he surely is not gonna double-cross you or make things fucking worse if his plan succeeds. Surely not, right? Bruv! What do you mean? What do you mean? And now it's again gonna be like, yes, Mephisto. I remember how you kind of ruined everything for me the last time, and, you know, stuff and reason, but this time you're probably not gonna double-cross me, are you, pal? And Mephisto's like, sure. Oh, no. Oh, fuck.
me the truth. Oh, for sure. And then, oh yeah, let's go ahead. Let's not, well, we don't know. He's not going to tell us where he took the body. All right, well, let's torture him. Well, torture's bad. Really? Why is it that in every single dungeon, there are half of the assets in the game are torture devices? Think about it. Like half, like look at everything. It's all torture devices. But we can't torture him? Why can't we pull his fingernails out? Why can't we stab him? We can poke him. You're telling me you can't do some magic torture shit like in Infinity War? You're telling me you can't mind? Why not? What a bunch of bull. Because we're the good guys? So what?
Clearly not employed by the CIA at that rate.
I mean, America was the good guys and we had Guantanamo Bay, right?
You're
That's
not
fine.
supposed to speak about that.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. That's life.
And when you're invested in a story,
yes,
you don't really ask a lot of questions.
Exactly.
Because
it makes
you
sense.
like what you're doing. You're engaged with it. You're invested. You're along for the...
Well, it makes sense. That's a big problem. Like, a lot of story, it didn't make sense.
Probably.
Ride. You bought the ticket. You took the ride.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of Diablo games have gotten me invested. And they've gotten me invested to the point where I'm just like, cool, Diablo's back for the third time. Whatever. Story stuff. Music's beautiful. Like, let's keep going. Sure, I'll kill the... Like, let's go. But I feel like that in this last expansion in particular, this game has gotten to the point where it's so assembly lined that even though parts of the game have the focus that we've come to know and love, other parts have really suffered. And one of those parts is the writing.
Yeah, I agree with this. Because most AAA games are now assembly line churnouts. They're just Remember the meme? Well, it wasn't the meme, it was the reality. Remember the reality of when people understood, wait a minute, every time they release a new FIFA, new Madden, new NHL, it's just the same thing and probably worse? Well, yeah, but that was sports games, but now it's literally every AAA game.
Overall writing.
It's because they can't write a good story.
No
Like
shit,
I'm
Sherlock.
gonna be honest. Wow. So the original story is that. So you've got the church and the demons. But get this. The church is actually the bad guys. And the
Holy.
demons is actually the good guys.
No, they're also the bad guys, but holy, who would have expected? The church that you have to fight against and kill because reasons is the bad guys. Wow.
Oh my god. Whoa. Oh.
And Lilith don't forget that Lilith at the end is like, oh, you idiot, I was actually saving you from something even worse than me. Ah! Fuck me. Did anyone remember the jailer? I was actually the good guy. I was saving you from, I don't know, something worse than me. It is what it is. Oh, kill me.
What is going on?
I don't
How
know.
does this keep happening?
You tell them,
It's
Pigeon
so
Man.
fucking played out and boring.
Where there are now like such giant gaps in terms of making areas immersive, making areas look believable, making areas look good.
Yeah, all of the places in this game just kind of look random.
That this is the first expansion I've played from a Diablo game where there were enough of those cracks that I stopped believing the lie of the story.
Oh.
And the problem there is when I started seeing the light through the cracks were everywhere.
Yeah, you see the man behind the machine, and then the immersion is lost. Yep.
Oh, yellow brick road, how smart.
Like everywhere. Like almost every little situation you'd come across, you'd be like, oh, would this exist in real life? How did the people that live here deal with this? Is this a realistic
They didn't.
approach to this problem? And the answer is almost no in every case.
Right.
Like it just becomes like completely unimmersive, contrived, and the whole thing feels lazy. And that's what happened to me about midway through this.
Damn.
And I started really looking, like the facade fell away, and I started looking at every encounter and every little event, and I'm being like, does this make sense? Does it make sense the characters are doing this? Does it make sense this place exists? Does it make sense?
No.
The answer is no. Like, for a lot of it, it just doesn't make sense. It's not immersive. It doesn't make sense that your character walked into a place that 1,000 other people had tread, and this thing happened to your character that other people had not had happen to them a million times. Like you just keep the curtain and that's what stinks, because I feel like good writing answers those questions you don't know you have. But
That's a good way to put it.
I think the best example of this is Tolkien. So, and also I think that Harry
Oh, stop trying to suck that dick.
Potter does this as well, is that good stories have layers of complexity that make them better. Bad stories have layers of inconsistency that make them worse. It's the onion analogy. Again.
like writing when it's just done on autopilot, like there's no connective. A good way to say it is I feel like the beginning of Game of Thrones to the end of Game of Thrones, where there is this real effort you can see being made to craft a believable, awesome world. And then you get to this point where you're just like, wait a second, what happened to that world? Like, what happened to that believable, like, you know, you were making efforts, things were immersive and interesting. Like, where's that? Because
I think the real problem, like, he's totally right about everything, by the way. He's right about everything. The problem is that Game of Thrones started diverging too much from the books. How many...
Yeah, he has no idea what he's talking about. Game of Thrones, the show, from the beginning, diverged from the books a fucking lot. Okay? That's the blatant reality of it. They took a lot of creative liberties. They took a lot of things and removed them. They took a lot of new things that were not in the books and they added them. But that was not a problem because they knew where the story has to head and what are the events that have to happen. So, them changing stuff in the beginning of Game of Thrones, not actually an issue. Because they knew how things are, how things have to happen and what needs to happen. But the moment they run out of material, well, they didn't know where the story needs to go, so they couldn't account for anything and it turned into complete shit. It's not the Game of Thrones did not fall apart because the showrunners had to make decisions on their own. They were constantly making decisions on their own that were not in the book, that were not supported by lore or anything, and it was fine. But the moment they did not know where the story is going, that's where it all fell apart.
How many of you guys would say that Game of Thrones, I think season 4 was really good, and I think after season 4 it started to get worse. There were really good episodes after that, and there were some elements of it that were very good after that. But in general, the quality declined. The reason why that happened is that it took George R.R. Martin years to write these books and to make everything make sense and come together. What do you think the odds are that two random dumbos that didn't even write the story in the first place are able to do even half as good of a job as him? Well, I know what the odds are. They were 0%.
I mean, George R.R. Martin is... or should I say, George Hardar Martin is probably never going to finish the books. And we all know it's never going to happen. But I say probably here because not for the reason that he can't make it in time or whatever. It's because he legitimately doesn't want to finish it because he's just a spiteful old loser who is constantly living in the shadow of Tolkien. He understands it, and he's just a miserable old fuck who doesn't think the good that good is good and evil should lose against good. So he doesn't want to end the story, and he will never end the story because the moment he does, the book story end will probably be worse than whatever the show actually showed us, and it's gonna be even worse because Martin fundamentally does not understand how to end the story because all of his worldviews are corrupt, sad, pathetic excuses of pretty much effectively, George R.R. Martin is a socialist through and through. He hates capitalism. He believes in all of that crap. He cannot have the good guys win. He cannot have the people who he considers idiots, aka the good guys, actually coming out on top. So there is no world where he can finish the story.
Because it didn't happen. So there you go. And that's what happens. And a lot of these people think that they can write these stories, but good writing is actually, it's very hard to do. And I think that a lot of people, the other problem that I think a lot of people have with good writing is that, let me think of a way to put this. I don't know how to say this in the right way.
Okay.
I'll take season 5 was really good. Yeah, I think if you like season 5, that's fair. I didn't think it was as good, but it was fine. So, like it was a decline, right? And so season 5 was towards the top of that.
I'm pretty sure he's just speaking on this randomly because he has seen a video that talks about the seasons. I think the biggest... I think most people agree that Season 5 was kind of the start of decline. Season 6 was where it's getting pretty bad. And then 7 and 8 were complete garbage dumpster fires, obviously.
That decline? That's fine if you think that.
We are now is not there. We're not there anymore. I don't know exactly when we got to this point, but we're not there. So I'd love to see us return to that in games like this, especially for players like me, where again, I'm not playing Diablo for the numbers. I'm not playing Diablo for the spreadsheets. I'm playing Diablo to be told your story. And I want you to lie to me. And I want to be brought with that lie all the way through your story, believing it the whole time.
It's the people that write that make the stories are boring. I think that's the problem. They're boring, and all of their ideas of like trouble and like issues and problems are oftentimes these like very contrived and unrelatable things.
Yep, that's actually accurate, Asmongold. The hell? He said something smart. Well, I guess that's where we end the video. Anyway, bye-bye.